The general's laughter echoed across the training field before the wind could carry it away. She stood in the mud at the edge of the range, boots heavy with earth, uniform marked by a long day of drills. The rain had stopped only minutes earlier, leaving the ground slick and uneven. Soldiers gathered behind the firing line, whispering. As the general gestured toward her rifle, "That's the best we have," he said with a smirk in muddy boots. A few trainees chuckled, not cruelly, just influenced by rank. She felt every eye on her, yet her expression remained steady. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you re-watching from. I love knowing who is listening." Her name was Specialist Rowan Hale. She wasn't loud, she didn't try to be. She had grown up around long ranges and quiet patience, learning that precision was built long before anyone started watching. The general believed in polished appearances and strict hierarchy. Rowan believed in discipline. The target stood 400 yards away, a standard qualification distance, not impossible, just demanding in these conditions. The damp air shifted unpredictably. The wind rolled across the field in soft, invisible layers. Rowan moved to the line without argument. The mud resisted her steps, but she didn't complain. She checked her stance, adjusted her grip, breathed in slowly, feeling the rhythm settle inside her chest. The general crossed his arms. "Let's see what you can do." There was no formal challenge, no ceremony, just expectation. Rowan lay prone. The mud cooled her sleeves. She pressed her cheek against the rifle stock, aligning the sights with the distant silhouette. The wind brushed across the field in light waves, subtle but meaningful. She didn't rush. Confidence is quiet when it's built correctly. Behind her, one soldier whispered, "400 yards in this weather isn't easy." Another replied, "Especially not like that." Rowan heard them, she always did, but she filtered noise the way she filtered wind data, carefully, without emotion. She calculated, distance confirmed, elevation steady, wind from the left, mild but layered. She adjusted slightly, trusting muscle memory more than guesswork. The general leaned forward slightly, waiting for her to hesitate. She didn't. Her finger rested on the trigger, but she paused first, not out of fear, out of control. A breath in, a breath out. The field grew still. Even the soldiers felt it, that fragile silence before impact. She fired. The crack of the rifle cut cleanly through the air. The sound traveled across the range and dissolved into the hills beyond. For a brief second, nothing changed. The general's expression remained confident. Then a metallic ping rang from the distant target. Clear, direct, center mass, no debate. The laughter vanished instantly. Rowan didn't move immediately. She maintained her position, checking alignment for consistency. Discipline required confirmation, not celebration. A second target marker appeared on the board for drill purposes, smaller, tighter grouping challenge. The general raised an eyebrow. "Coincidence," he muttered, though uncertainty had begun to creep into his tone. Rowan adjusted again. Minimal correction, almost invisible. Another shot. Again the ring echoed back. This time the impact landed within the smallest circle on the board. Silence spread across the field, heavier than the mud beneath her boots. The trainees stopped whispering. The general lowered his arms. Rowan finally rose to her knees, keeping the rifle steady. She looked at the target only once, then returned her focus to the line. She had not fired to impress anyone. She fired to complete the task. The moral tension of the moment lingered in the air. Was the general wrong for doubting her? Or had he simply underestimated what preparation can achieve? Rowan didn't answer that question aloud. Instead, she approached the line again and addressed the general calmly. "Would you like another demonstration, sir?" Not with defiance, with professionalism. The general studied her boots, still muddy, then the target, still precise. His jaw tightened, not in anger, in reflection. He nodded once. "No, that won't be necessary." The field exhaled. What had started as mockery dissolved into respect. Not because of emotion, but because of measurable results. Rowan wiped the mud from her rifle with careful strokes. She understood something important. Skill does not demand attention, it demands consistency. The soldiers returned to formation with quieter posture. The laughter was gone, replaced by something steadier. The general approached her before dismissing the unit. "You proved your point," he said. Rowan met his gaze evenly. "I didn't have a point to prove." That answer carried more weight than the shots. She turned and walked back across the muddy field, boots pressing deep into the earth. The weather had cleared, leaving soft light over the range. Behind her, conversations shifted. Respect grows quickly when performance replaces assumptions. The general watched her go, reconsidering not only the demonstration but his perspective. Leadership, he realized, required listening as much as directing. Rowan never looked back. She didn't need to. In the end, the shots weren't about silence, they were about standards, and sometimes the quietest soldier on the field carries the sharpest focus. Because true strength isn't measured by boots, rank, or appearance, it's measured by what happens when the trigger is pulled. If this story inspired you, share your thoughts below and subscribe to Cinematic Whispers for more powerful stories about resilience, respect, and moments that redefine expectations.